so much for coming. I'll be quick. I know we got heaters here. Y'all doing all right?
Yeah.
My name's Andraya Carter. I'm a basketball analyst on ESPN. I cover the WNBA, the NBA, men's and women's college basketball, and I'm also a sports reporter and a host, so I talk all things sports. Very full circle for me to be here with this incredible athlete. I covered him on ESPN Plus 2 years ago when he was at Jackson State, and now he has obviously risen to absolute superstardom. Just to name a few of the accolades: Pac-12 Newcomer of the Year by Associated Press, multiple preseason award watch lists. I won't even get into all of them. He's also in the running for the 2024 Heisman Trophy and a member of the Nike family. Please welcome to the stage, nice and loud, Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, let's go! Let's go, legendary! Let's go! Yes, sir!
How y'all doing?
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
Shedeur, welcome. Glad we got the outfit together. You ready?
Yeah.
What you
I
got?
hope everybody has that song downloaded right now. Perfect timing, man. Perfect timing. That's straight.
Do you need to tell them the song just in case? You need to tell
No,
them?
it's perfect timing. They know. They know. They
Y'all know? Y'all know what it is? Y'all all know? Okay, perfect. Well, we'll jump right into it. Feels very full circle. I was telling them briefly, obviously covered you 2 seasons ago on ESPN Plus, and now you're on every single platform in primetime, every channel. But we'll start with, how does it feel for you to be a Nike NIL football athlete and a part of the Nike family?
Well, it's definitely amazing. You originally were a Nike anyway, so they finally brought back Dad's shoes, and I'm really excited for that. And it just feels like home, so I'm really excited for the opportunity.
You mentioned them bringing back your dad's shoes, the Dirty Birds. Go ahead. What do you think about
I got
them?
the Dirty Birds on right now. They're officially released today, and it's really exciting. I actually wasn't alive whenever. I don't think whenever they had the shoes coming out back then. So then finally, now I was able to see everybody wearing them, everybody supporting the brand.
Yeah, the Nike Air DT Max 96, for those of you that don't know, the Dirty Bird version. And, you know, we mentioned being a part of the Nike family and your family in general, such a big football family. Was it always going to be football for you, or was there ever any other sports or careers considered?
Well, we played all the other sports. I definitely played soccer, basketball, and baseball and everything, but Shiloh used to pitch, and Shiloh used to be a pitcher, right? I played outfield. And this is the funniest thing I feel like I remember. I was just leaning on the gate. Dad was the head coach of the baseball team. I was leaning on the gate. They kept hitting Shiloh's ball over the fence, very far in the outfield, everything. I'm leaning on the gate. Dad said, "Stop disrespecting this game, man," and he took me out. So after that, I just stopped playing baseball after that.
You were like, okay, I'm over it. If I can't lean on the gate, I don't want to do it anymore.
Nah, yeah. Shiloh, I think, took the love of the sport out from me.
Well, you mentioned kind of your dad telling you stop disrespecting the game, right?
Yeah.
What are some other lessons? Obviously, Deion Sanders is a legend. What are some of the most important lessons that he's instilled in you for your career?
I would say it's just a respect factor about anybody and everybody, and you don't know who anybody is, even in this crowd or anything. And you know, the world's so small, so 5, 10, 20 years from now, we could cross paths and everybody doing whatever they're doing in their life. So it's really just respect people, how you would want to be treated.
And, you know, Deion Sanders is always making decisions, right? He's a businessman. He was a pro athlete. Now he's a coach. How does watching him make decisions throughout his life influence the way you make decisions as an athlete, but also as a businessman yourself?
My career consists of making great decisions. If I don't make good decisions, then I feel like we lose the game. So that's where I get a lot of reps in practice, everything. So basically, he always made the right decisions around us, and especially when we was at a young age. So it kind of led me in that path, and just always just having a positive light on us and a positive life on everybody around.
Well, you mentioned making great decisions as part of your job as a quarterback, but what else do you think separates you from other quarterbacks across the country?
I'm just me. I got the it factor. You can bring these other guys on stage, and I promise you, they ain't the same as me. So, and I truly believe that.
Preach!
You can give him a round of applause.
Preach! You go ahead and say it. Yes, sir.
For those maybe sitting in the crowd that don't necessarily have the it factor, one thing that can help is the work ethic factor as well. Describe what type of work you put in to have the skill set that you have.
It's definitely about consistency and believing in yourself no matter what. A lot of people, I would say when I was younger and I had a vision, I had a goal, and finally seeing, even y'all out here with the jerseys on and everything, it helps me believe more, in my dream. It just helps me know that I'm on the right path of doing everything the right way, exactly the way how I wanted to and how I envisioned everything. So it's just, you just got to have a vision. You got to be able to believe in yourself and don't let anybody take you from that.
You mentioned some of these guys out here and even some of the women with the jersey on, right? And it's got your number on the front, but it also has Sanders on the back. The jersey comes with expectations, but your last name also comes with such great expectations. How do you handle that?
It's been my last name my whole life, so it's kind of, I understand what Dad did, being able to put us on a great platform and being able to let the legacy get handed off to us as kids. We just got to withhold and uphold that name to the highest standard. So that's why my standards for everything in life is so high, because of what he did and how he did everything.
You said, this has been your last name your whole life, and you were exposed to professional sports and the NFL at a very young age. You got to see what this life looks like. What was that like? Like, how would you describe your childhood and growing up around this level of sports?
It was different. My childhood, I would say, I don't think, as a kid, you're appreciative for what your parents, is doing and the position, that you're in. I don't feel like that at all. We had a lot of fun. We grew up, very fun, very comfortable, but you don't really experience all that until everything gets taken away from you, as in moving across town and not living in the big house that we lived in. So then now, it kind of make me wish I appreciated everything a little bit more, and just understand the sacrifice your parents had to make for you without you even knowing, what you thinking is regular. And when you grow up, you'll understand, your parents, it was real tough for them to make those sacrifices and always put you first when they don't have to.
So if you're a kid here right now and your parents here or your guardian, just turn to them, say thank you. Just a little head nod will be great. Just a little head nod. Thank you for bringing them here. Shedeur, you see some people still holding up the watch. They're excited. Make sure you tell whoever you brought here, thank you for bringing you here. Obviously, it did take a lot of sacrifice to get you here from your parents, but also from you. What has been the most rewarding part of college athletics and college football so far?
I don't think we're there yet. I think the most rewarding part would be winning the Big 12 championship, making it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think definitely giving the fans, giving everybody hope and believe that we could do it, and knowing each and every day we put in our hardest to make sure that happens, not just for us, but for the city. So we want to make change. We're here to make impact, and that's what we're going to do.
I think it's really interesting. I was listening to something that your dad said, and he talked about how you have an insatiable desire to win. Like, your desire to win can never be satisfied. How would you describe living with that every day? How do you deal with that every day, just wanting to win so badly?
When you experience a lot of losses, how we had last year, it's hard to look in the mirror the same, because you gotta have a lot of guys with the same mindset, the same intensity around you for them to understand. So that's why when we're in the huddles that Deion Jr. is able to show each and every week, it's a certain look and it's a certain time in the game where it's time for the players to play. So that's what we try to get into early. That's where we try to start fast overall. But when we're out there, it's life or death for us, honestly.
You mentioned having a really high standard for this season, right? The Big 12 championship, making the playoffs. What did the preseason look like? Like, how did that winning mentality fuel you in the preseason in your workouts?
Well, it was just a disrespect, and definitely, with the family name. And obviously them saying I'm not a top guy. And even though I know I'm the best in the country, no doubt. But
no
other
doubt.
than that, I
No
could
doubt.
first round last year.
Y'all can clap for that.
That's true. That's true.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
I told you to stay. Really.
Thank you.
But that was the main thing, the disrespect. And really like how there was, I would say, painting a picture on the family, on Dad's name. I really didn't like that. It gave me a real bad feeling. And everybody band together when it's a lot of negativity, when it's a lot of hate out there, and we're doing something different that haven't been done before. So that kind of fueled everything.
I liked what you said about staying in Boulder. We won't dive too much into that, but how would you describe the love you've received here at Colorado?
It's been fun. It's just too many parking tickets. That's great community. I just hate the parking tickets.
Somebody stop the parking tickets, please.
Please.
Do we know what car you drive? Do you want to tell the people? No, don't tell
There's
the
a
people.
couple of different ones. It just depends on what month it is.
So aside from driving a couple of different cars on game day, what's a typical game day like for you? Do you have any routines? Do you have any superstitions? Walk us through that.
Well, I would say the schedule's pretty much the same, of course. We're in college, so we don't really have game day cars, so we all ride the bus. But it's definitely, my superstition is night before the game I always eat pizza. Even if it's a slice, I just have to get a good Domino's pizza. That's first and foremost. But anyways, that's the biggest thing I have, and I did everything, all the preparation, everything during the week. So when it comes to the weekend, it's more about having fun. I talked to Travis a little bit, play around with him a little bit, and talk to all the receivers and making sure they all locked in the O-line. So that's what I say the ritual is.
Any particular type of pizza?
Pepperoni and beef.
Pepperoni and beef. Pepperoni and beef.
So we don't have, let me get this, all y'all eat cheese, huh? Cheese.
Basic. You mentioned talking to some of your receivers, and we've heard some things. You can be hard on them sometimes, but you also love on them and make sure they're ready. How do you balance that and walk that line as the quarterback?
Well, I would say they understand the expectation. They understand even coming here to Colorado what they was gonna get, what type of quarterback they was gonna get. So they know I want the best, and I know they want the best. So sometimes when I'm not on top of my game, they give me that look. They tell me let's go, and it's time to go. So us as players, we're around each other all day, every day. So we know how we talk to each other. We know how you got to talk to these different guys to get them going and get them in that mode.
One thing you told me, because I looked back at my notes from when I talked to you 2 years ago, you talked about not getting bored with the little things. Why is that so important?
Because everything's about consistency. You got to be consistent in life to become great. A lot of things in life is going to get boring no matter what you have, no matter anything. You could have all the money in the world, and that's going to get boring. So it's about what's your core values and what makes you happy, and just consistently doing that and just making other people proud.
And on that note, was that somebody clapping? I thought somebody was clapping. Yeah, you can clap. There we go. We like that. Don't worry. Give us a word. How do you, or how would you describe your role when it comes to inspiring the next generation, not just of young people, but especially of young football players?
Well, I would say try to get in community and do something that's actually going to touch the kids. If I was sitting in this audience, what would I want to hear? I could be up here giving bland answers and not saying, what's true to me, but regardless if it's risky or not, I'm going to just say it because that's how I truly feel, and I always stay true to myself. So just understanding when I was younger, what would I need and what would I want out of somebody that's in the position that I'm in, and being able to accomplish what I'm able to accomplish.
I think that's interesting that you say that, because some people might think like, oh, I need to put on for these young kids. I need to be different for these young kids. How are you so authentic to who you truly are as you inspire them?
Nothing that we do is fake. Jewelry real for sure. We ain't never wear fake jewelry. That's one. But other than that, that's just how Pops was. He was always cutthroat and just tell you straight up how it is. If you go out there and have a bad game, he may not look at you the same when we get in the car on the way home. So that's how it is. I always just want to be real to people, because I've seen a lot of people be fake to me, honestly, just growing up and everything. So I never want to leave that impact on a kid, ever.
You mentioned a bad game, right? And sometimes that happens and you don't want to dwell on it. How do you move past a performance that maybe wasn't up to the standard you have for yourself?
Just get back to the basics. That's it. Whenever we're off schedule in the game, I tell Coach, let's just get back to the basics. Let's do what we know, and the rest will handle itself. We practice so hard and we work out so hard and we work so hard overall, to where if you just do the basics, that's better than anybody else. So that's the main goal. That's the main goal. That's the main idea. Is just get back to the basics when everything's going left.
Speaking of back to the basics, let's go back to the basics of your childhood. Some of your favorite Nike sneakers growing up. What were they?
Nah, that ain't Nike. It's tough. I got hit a lot of times. I don't remember back then sometimes.
Do you have a favorite pair now?
Definitely the 96s. That's my favorite. Them the only shoes I wear, honestly.
Do you have a favorite colorway of them? A favorite color combination?
I think since these Dirty Birds just came out, these are my favorite ones right now. I feel like it matches the aesthetic.
You know, part of this entire thing are the customizations that people kind of get to go through, and they feature your logo. When it comes to your logo and things that have your name on it, what were some of the ideas and the inspiration for that?
Really, it's just a conversation I had with my dad, and then he told me, this makes sense. So that's how he just came out with the logo. But I own the logo, by the way. He has no ownership in the logo. He's gonna try to, but he's just waiting till I get to the league. But nah, that's the biggest thing, and it makes me happy seeing when people have the logo on, just represent the brand, like the hoodie represent the brand, everything like that. It makes me happy.
If you had to describe, because you've mentioned a couple of things, and as we start to wrap up, if you had to describe your brand, what are a few words that describe what that is?
It's one word, and it's legendary.
Y'all can clap for that.
Yeah.
Legendary is a good word.
Yes, sir.
It is an extremely good word.
Yeah, anybody knows me on Instagram, that's the only word I use.
Why is that word so important to you?
Because I say it works in all aspects of life. You just having a high standard for yourself, you having a different path, different everything that a lot of people won't be able to understand unless they're actually you. So that's why I say legendary, because it always keeps me driven, and I understand what I'm doing and what we're doing as a city and just as a team is going to be different.
With the legend that your dad is and the legendary career that he had, how did you resist not wanting to compete with that or pursue that? Like, how did that inspire you instead of make you fearful at times or feel like it was too much?
Because a lot of people that get in a position when their parents are successful, they shy away from those things, because I'll say what the outside is telling them. You got friends or all these different people influencing them and, making you feel bad for the things you do have. And I'm blessed, I'm thankful for what I do have and the resources I do have and just having my dad. So that's what I say a lot of people fall victim to, is just not really appreciating, I say, what their parents did for them because of what the outside noise is saying.
Well, I know I'll speak for a lot of people that say the way you carry yourself and handle your business on and off the field is inspiring and legendary. And I believe you have one more message for the crowd. You got one more thing you want to tell them?
Well, definitely Dirty Birds out now. Make sure we go shopping when let's get them.
Yeah.
And my shoes will come out soon, so y'all just be patient.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you, man. Yo. Channel.
Liberty. Appreciate the love and the support. Appreciate you, bro.
Love everything you do. Thank you.